Good, mute out. Let's see, just to make sure everybody's muted out and there's no crazy background noise. But I have a special guest tonight for our Cloud 10 Bootcamp. Ray, just to kind of fill you in, these are all mastery members inside of My Lead System Pro. Everyone in this group is really looking to get to L1 and beyond. Everyone's been growing at an extremely fast rate. People have been moving to action. And it's been absolutely wonderful, man. We've been doing this boot camp this is the sixth week, and we're going for 8 weeks, and it's been phenomenal, man. The phone calls, the testimonies, and I think one of the biggest things that I think that these guys can hear from you is the importance of MLSP, the balance of building their MLM as well as building MLSP, and I think that if you would give, the one or two things that could help get into profit inside of MLSP, because I think that that overwhelm can sink in, like for all of us.
Yeah.
Like it always does for everyone, but that mindset of being able to fight off overwhelm and get into profit takes away all anxiety in MLSP. So that's what I'd love for these guys to hear from you tonight, man, because you've literally been one of the most consistent people in MLSP, and it's paid off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy. Thanks for having me on here, and happy to share a little bit. Hopefully, it'll help a few people. So I'll tell you my kind of not many people know this, but I'll tell you my kind of funny background to. I wonder if my wife is printing stuff. I hear the printer in the background, but I'll tell you my kind of funny background with MLSP is. In 2009, I had joined a network marketing company, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to run with this thing, because I had lost everything in real estate, and I had tried a few other things that just didn't work out, and I was focused on my network marketing company. I was going to make this thing happen, and I got contacted like the month after by another network marketing company, a leader, a guy in another company. And he said, hey, I'd love to fly you into corporate to check out our company. And I'm like, no. I'm focused. I'm doing my thing. But then he said, I have a bunch of internet marketers that I'm flying in, and I'd love for you to see the company. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to join. I told him, I'm not going to join your company, just so we're clear. But, sure, I'll come and check it out. And I was thinking, hey, maybe I meet some other internet marketer that is smart or whatever, and I make a connection. And so I got flown into this. They covered all the hotel and flight and everything. And I go into this, and this guy knew me from real estate, so it was kind of a special kind of thing. And so I go there, and there were a bunch of internet marketers, and I was kind of really learning the internet. And one of them there mentioned MLSP, and I thought, man, that's kind of cool. Sounds neat, at least. And so I came home and I signed up for it. Didn't do anything with it. And later on, I happened to recruit a few internet marketers that were in MLSP, and then I saw how they were actually using it, and I'm like, oh man, this is actually really smart. And so that's when I decided to put some effort into MLSP. And basically the way that, I'll break this back down to where if you're just getting started to hit L1, et cetera, and so forth. But I'll just tell you how I saw MLSP from the very beginning, is I saw them as an exposure agent. And so I saw it as, hey, I want to build a large business. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but these guys have a large audience, and if I can get their attention, maybe I'll get to get in front of that large audience. And so the way that I know to get someone's attention is to make them money. So I actually joined MLSP, and I got serious about MLSP, not really it was kind of a byproduct that I would make money. I actually got in to make them money because I figured if I made them money, they would give me exposure. And so I wanted to hit L4 before their Live the Dream event, which I did. And I wasn't a speaker there, but then they ended up asking me to go on stage and interview Mike Dillard with a group of other people. So it was pretty sweet. And
Right.
so I'm just, I'm kind of giving you that because what has constantly, you mentioned, I think you mentioned at least consistency, and what has really driven my consistency is the vision of where I'm going, and that's something that I think a lot of people need to instill in themselves from the very get-go. If you're here and you're here to see if it works, then that's just not a very big vision, and it probably won't keep you consistent or disciplined. So you need to look at anything that you enter into. If there's plenty of people that vouch for it and are making money with it, then it probably works. So the question is, will you work? And that's that's the big question. Will you work? So I never really spent a lot of time actively marketing MLSP.
Right.
And that probably sounds kind of funny, but what I was focused on instead was building my audience and putting
Hmm.
value into the marketplace to attract people to me. What I did afterwards is what has made me, I can just look. It's made me $547,000 in MLSP, extremely part-time. I haven't really, you just don't see me market it a whole lot. But in the
Yeah.
beginning, how I really, did that was I would focus on putting value in the marketplace. I was generating leads, and I was also prospecting. And every single lead that I talked to, if I talked to them and they were focused on their network marketing company, then I would just ask them this really simple question: how are you doing with generating leads online? Of which 9 out of 10 would say, I'm not doing that great. And I would say, okay, well, I use a system, and I'll send you over a little video. It may or may not be a fit for you, but check it out. And I would send them, I don't even remember what video I sent them, but I would send them a video from MLSP. They would watch it, and many times they would join it, and they would buy. And that's a humongous amount of how I got so many recruits and how we started making decent money with it. And so that's what I focus on. Now, at the time, now I'm no longer actively building a network marketing company, but at the time, if I talked to them and they weren't happy in their network marketing company, or if they weren't in one, then I would definitely prospect them from a network marketing company. Um, that's just what I would do. How it's kind of transformed. So that's how I got started. Is really I would prospect people, and if I found out they were happy in their company, I would hit them immediately with MLSP, or I would generate leads and then connect with that lead and determine their need. So I would see, could they be a fit for my network marketing company, or might they join MLSP? That's how I started. Now, kind of the transformation and where I see a lot of opportunity here is to, few suggestions with MLSP. One, I don't know all the stuff that's in MLSP. All right, I don't know how to tweak the funnelizer. I don't know, there's so much I don't know about MLSP, and I'm, just to be honest, I haven't implemented every single Wednesday training since 2009, and if I did, I probably would just be going crazy because there's so many different strategies. And I think that a lot of people they feel like they have to implement every single strategy that's recommended by MLSP, and you have to realize that MLSP is an amazing buffet. But if you went to a buffet and you saw it as you had to do every single item, whether you liked it or not, it would not be an enjoyable experience. What is more likely is you go there and you see the mac and cheese and you see the I don't know what else. You know what I mean? You see stuff that you like, and you have more of that stuff. And maybe you go back for seconds, even though there's 150 different items on there. You're like, man, that lobster mac and cheese was fantastic. I'm going to go get a little bit more. And that's the same way you should look at marketing. Is maybe you determine that you really like, blogging, right? And so you go back for more. You go learn more about blogging, more about blogging, more about blogging, versus, oh my goodness, I got to set up Reddit and stumble upon and Snapchat and this and that. I got to set up all these different things, because then pretty soon you're spending every waking minute setting up, or
Yeah.
i.e., getting ready to get ready. And you need to just be asking yourself a couple questions. Are you putting value in the marketplace via online content? And are you getting eyeballs on whatever presentation you're trying to sell? That's what you have to be asking yourself every single day. And if you're not, and you're not making money, then the system is working. Okay? If you're not pumping value into the marketplace, and you're not prospecting or getting eyeballs on a presentation, and you're not making money, then that's how the system works. Okay? You can't make money. Money comes from people. And I think that sometimes people think that money comes from the internet. It doesn't. The internet doesn't pay anybody. It's people that pay other people. So if you're not connecting with other people, if you're not engaging with other people, if you're not asking a human to look at a presentation, there's a high likelihood, actually there's a 100% chance you won't make any money. And so at the end of the day, it does come down to people. How are you interacting with people? So one of the things that we teach is ILT, Invest, Learn, Teach. And I've seen every derivation. I've heard every marketer on the planet that kind of rips that and puts their own little twist in it. Invest, learn, do, teach. Invest, learn, implement, teach. Invest, learn, do. And then there's like all kind of different things. The beauty of Invest, Learn, Teach is if you use it in the context that we're suggesting. You're investing your time and possibly money to learn something, and you teach it, right? And you don't have to. Like, I could go in, I promise you, I could build a profitable plumbing business without having installed a pipe. And
Right.
and I could do that by simply studying the market, and and learning what are the common problems of people that search for plumbers. And I could come up with videos on how to fix a leaky sink, and how to know if your sewer is about to back up or whatever, right? I could come up with that stuff, even though I know nothing about it and have never actually done that in the field. Now, I'm not suggesting that's how you operate, is you never do anything, but if you're just pumping out content, you will start attracting people to you, period. And one of the beauties of MLSP, just like network marketing, is most of the stuff is figured out for you. And I'll tell you, the difference here is, the other night we had some people over, a couple couples over, and one of the guys, he's our friend's boyfriend, and he works at a Mexican restaurant. He's a bartender, and he's like, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I just don't know, what's the right idea, right? And think about this: an entrepreneur that doesn't know what to do to make money. Well, there's a lot of things there. You're going to come up with ideas. Do you need a legal team? Do you need shipping? Do you need logistics? Do you need customer support, compliance? Do you need certifications? Do you need equipment? Do you need patents or trademarks or copy? There's so much that goes into starting your own business, and I've, from having different businesses throughout the years, I can tell you, there's a lot of stuff that goes to it. My friend and client, actually, Zarko, he was starting a pizza restaurant, and it was $80,000 for the brick oven, right? 80 G's, right? We're not talking about the placemats, the chairs, the tables, any of that stuff, right? You're talking, I don't know, $500,000, $600,000 to start that business, and maybe 5 years in, you make your money back. Well, the beauty of something like MLSP or network marketing is the shipping's done for you, the payments are done for you, the sites are set up for you. You don't have to think about product. It's already there. So it's such a great breeding ground as an entrepreneur. And you go in there, you learn stuff, you snap into the system, you point people to the resources, and that's literally all you have to do. And so, you're very spoiled, because think about like MLSP days. I mean, you had to learn how to create your own product. You had to learn how to create your own capture pages. You had to learn how to set up your shopping cart with your merchant account. And should you have multiple merchant accounts? Because what if something happens and you get chargebacks? Right? You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I do. Right? We have to do all that stuff, and that's why we have a team of people. But with MLSP, you don't have to worry about that stuff. So you're very blessed, to have that that all set up for you. And you just have to activate and actually, use it and introduce people to it. And so, I'll tell you, the real, simple way for you to quickly grow MLSP is not to just take their capture pages and post them everywhere on Facebook or social media. The fastest way would be you to just operate in this sense, and I'll tell you the difference here in a second. But to operate in the beginning, think about it. Why not call some people? If you really like it, why not call some people that are in network marketing and say, hey, I'm doing this thing to generate leads online. It's pretty awesome. It's teaching me lots of stuff. I can send you a video. You might like it. You might not. And I know that that's a little maybe it's conventional in the network marketing space. What was that?
A little postured, a little more postured.
Yeah, I know it's kind of it's conventional in the network marketing space, kind of non-conventional in the internet marketing space. But guess what? There's a lot of people looking for what MLSP offers, and it's a little different. When you go to a network marketer and you pitch them training versus you pitch them another MLM, it is a very different thing. Very different. It is much easier to pitch education than it is your new water filter or whatever else you're pitching. Right. I'm telling you, education is it's a big deal, and it's much more easily digested by prospects, especially if they're already in network marketing. And I would just tell people, hey, I'm doing this thing to help me generate leads. I'll send it over to you. If you like it, great. If not, no big deal. And I'm doing it, and it's teaching me some good stuff. You might check it out. And some people I think a lot of people go to the internet out of weakness, in that they're not willing to get better at communicating with other human beings because they don't realize that money comes from humans. I'm here to tell you, you should work on getting better with human communication, but I wouldn't rule out making some phone calls about MLSP. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do marketing to get leads. Of course you should, but I see a lot of people that rely on that, and that's not what I relied on in the beginning. I mean, just because we now generate a lot of leads now doesn't mean we always did. So those are some of my tips, and then maybe if you have some questions or something, I'm happy to answer them.
Perfect, man. Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. It's kind of like it's funny that when we're at Top Earner, everything I've been listening to Jerry Clark like literally day by day, and I'm like in love. Yeah, man, I love Jerry Clark. He's in my car. No one can ride with me unless they you gotta sign a waiver and agree that you're gonna love Jerry Clark.
Right.
I've signed that waiver.
But that's good advice. It's amazing, and it's really simple, guys. Yeah. It's extremely simple, and I think sometimes we come from a place where we're trying to like sell something and forgetting that you bought into this because you got a lot of value from it. Like, if you believe in it, you should share it.
Right.
And you should have that feeling and intent, setting the intention to make someone's life easier, when you share it with them. So I know we got about 10 minutes left with Ray, but let's do a couple questions.
Sure.
I know Keith, you're gonna have a question, so let's.
Yeah, I definitely do. Hey Ray, I was watching one of your trainings, and I remember you saying that you ask people questions like, how many hours are you willing to put into your business or your MLM or whatever it is that you're working on to generate this type of money? When do you usually go about that? Like, when do you know it's right to ask that person that you're prospecting that question? How many months are you willing to work toward making $500 a month? How many weeks? You know.
Yeah. So I'll ask that question if I feel there's a need for an expectation adjustment. And
Okay.
if someone is like, hey, I want to join your deal, and I want to hit that 10,000 a month, right? So if I hear something like that, or if I get the impression that they may not have accurate expectations, that's when I'll go into that. So I'll ask, like you said, I'll ask, okay, how much are you looking to make? Okay, great. Okay, and how many hours a week are you willing to put into earning that? Okay, great. Now I'm just curious, and it usually goes like this. Usually, I say, okay, how much are you looking to make? $10,000. That's a favorite of many people for some reason. And then you say, okay, well, how many hours a week? Oh, I'm willing to put in 2, maybe 3 hours a week. Great, got it. 2, 3 hours a week. Goal is 10,000 a month. And I'm just curious, do you have a job right now? Yeah, I got a job. Okay, are you making 10,000 a month there? Oh, not even close. Okay, and how many hours a week do you put there? Oh, 50. I'm like, okay, so you're currently 50 hours a week, not 10,000, but you want to put 2 to 3, make 10,000. I'm like, do you see any potential issues here? And and it kind of dawns on them, because the problem is if you allow someone through the gate with improper expectations, not only have you given them a pass to blame you, you also have an almost guaranteed quitter. And
Mhm.
so if I tell the guy, hey, you're totally going to be at 10,000 a month, no problem, follow my tried and true system, I'll get them signed up almost 100% of the time. But if they only make 8,000, they'll probably quit. Believe it or not, it's strange. An 8,000 may be way better than they've ever had, but if they don't hit the 10, and that's their expectations, it's a big problem. So you got to manage that expectation, and that's something that we do in everything that we do. We reject coaching clients all the time. We're not just looking to let's just collect as much coaching money as possible. If someone doesn't have the right expectation, hell, the other couple months back, I had a guy reach out to me making $250,000 a month in his MLM, and he said, "I want to hire you, Ray, whatever the price is." I'm like, "Okay, what are you looking to accomplish? What are why are you why me, and what are you looking to accomplish?" And he was basically wanting to have a way where his content was created automatically, and he built his brand without really putting any effort into it or hiring anyone. And I said, well, I don't think that's going to work, man. And I wouldn't let him hire us, because I don't want someone feeling bad about a transaction with me, or having giving me bad stuff. So it's just, there are things that we do that are expectations adjustments. And I'll tell you, one of the key questions you may consider asking before you sign somebody up or get them involved is, have they done this sort of thing before? And so, like in MLM, if someone's coming to me and said, "Oh, I've tried a bunch of different MLMs, and but I love you, Ray, and I want to join you," and I say, "Okay, well, I'm just curious, why do you think that you didn't have success in those other MLMs?" And I'm listening for blame. And if they go into a rant on how bad their upline was, I'm going to ask them, well, I'm just curious, how do you wish your upline was in those past companies? And I'm really listening for expectations, because whatever they're saying is what they're going to say about you down the road. And so I'm really listening for, what is it, and I've had people say, well, they never called me, right? And I'm like, okay, so you're saying you called them and they never called you back? No, they never called me, right? And I'm like, okay, so if they called you, you feel you would have had success? And yeah. I'm like, okay, what do you think they could have said to you to help you have success? And it leads them in this really mind kind of screwing, where they realize that they're ridiculous. And I want to be very cognizant of, I'm not just chasing a dollar. I want to build a great reputation at the same time. And so that's one of the ways, Keith, that we manage expectations. That was kind of a long
Appreciate
answer.
it, man.
Sorry.
No, that was perfect.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
For one more. We got time for like one
Sure.
more.
Let's do it.
Who wants it? Who wants it? Who's got a question for him? I can probably guess what it is.
I scared them all off.
I
They
know,
get that
right?
big long question, that big long answer. Like, Jesus.
It's got to be the right question. The one question is going to make me a millionaire.
Ryan.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ryan, can you hear me?
You're up, man. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm here on vacation right now, but I couldn't miss this.
Cool.
So I got like 1 minute. My wife and kids come busting up in here.
Nice. Did we lose you?
Uh-oh. You still there, man? Was that the 1 minute? They come kill you.
I think she just whacked him with a shoe or something.
Yeah, she's done. Kelly, did you have something, man? I know Kelly's about to hit L1. He's like 1 point away.
Nice.
Yeah,
Impressive.
it's been a long journey, and I'm sure Ray knows my story pretty much.
Yep.
Being down here in Southwest Florida.
What's up?
There's
SWFL.
That's right. Your consistency and your posture and your morning routine. I know that's very important. How you get a lot of your work accomplished is in the mornings, and how do you stay really consistent on your daily grind in the mornings?
Yeah. It's something that if you're, in my opinion, if you're not consistent, then you really lack a vision for where you want to go. And it's kind of like, did anyone get up and tell Steve Jobs, hey man, you really should work on your company? No, he was feverishly, ridiculously committed to building his business because he had a vision of as in his words, making a dent in the universe, which I would argue, he did. And so it's really painting out a vision of who do you want to become. That's what pulls me, and that's why Michael Beckwith says pain pushes you until a vision pulls you, and it's pulling me. And I actually had this chat on Periscope today, I think, so it's probably still available. But the three things that I see that keep people from growing is casualness, comfort, and incorrect payoffs, or non-identified payoffs. And so, there definitely have been multiple times in my career where I could have said, I've made it, right? When I got on stage somewhere, I've made it, or became the #1 income earner in one of the companies we were with, or whatever. There's a lot of different things that we could have said, we made it, right? And, we're just still hungry students like we were years and years ago, because I'm constantly getting around people who've accomplished, more than us, and continuing to build our business, to build our vision of who we want to become and what kind of business we want to represent and show up as. I'm on the phone every single week with one of my mentors who built a $250 million education company and a $750 million real estate company. And you're probably familiar with him because he's in Cape Coral. But, I'm constantly getting around people like that to help me to expand my vision. But it's, I just draw such a correlation. I know that if I don't do my morning routine where I'm getting my blog out, where I'm doing a Periscope, where I'm putting value into the marketplace, then it's literally thousands of people that I failed to impact. And there are some days, we track it, that between Periscope, our blog, our podcast, and the different pieces of content that we create, we may be touching 15,000 people in one day.
Right.
So me taking one day and not creating content could be not impacting thousands or 10,000 people. And, I look at that as I probably put more pressure on myself than I need to, and I'm probably guilty of that. In that, if I go a few weeks of not impacting tens of, thousands or tens of thousands of people a day, income will still be fine, and we have systems set up that we make sales, and probably not that much would actually happen, but that's not how I look at it. I look at it as every day I may have a piece of content that reaches someone I wouldn't have reached otherwise, that becomes my next story or my next superstar or my next legend. And we're very blessed right now. We coach it's either 7 or 8 different $1 million a year plus earners, and these guys impact tens of thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands, and we're just blessed to do that. So every day I draw the correlation that there's major repercussions to me not creating the content, and I think that's what most people don't do. I think most people say, well, hardly anyone's seeing my stuff, and it's not that big a deal.
That's what I've noticed. I mean, the more I'm putting out, I mean, I just had someone contact me that went to a wake-up call a year ago, but since I've been putting stuff out, her husband's called, who's this Kelly Shields? You need to find out who he is.
Totally.
But I mean, it's working, and thanks for all that you do, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you don't know who you're going to impact, and by you continuously getting that content out there and making the connections, you don't know who you're going to impact, man. And we've had so many just awesome stories. Like we had a recent one was one lady went through our blog training, and she had a blog, but she wasn't really taking it seriously. She went through our blog training, started taking it seriously, and her story gets picked up by Rachel Ray, and she was on the Rachel Ray show. And she messaged me. She goes, "Hey, thanks to your blog training, I was on the Rachel Ray show." I'm like, I want to be on the Rachel Ray show. Right. Man. And it's just awesome. You don't know. You have no idea. And her story is she's real tough relationships and lost a bunch of weight, and it's really awesome. And I have no connection to her. She's never been in my MLM. She's not a client. She's just someone that saw some of our blog training. And so you don't know. You have no idea who you're going to impact, how they're going to thank you, and it's just awesome, man. So you keep playing. You keep playing big. You keep rolling the dice. You keep creating content and value, and you make that dent in the universe in your own little way.
Thanks, man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we only went 3 minutes over, man. So
it's okay.
Again, guys, I want to if you can share anything you possibly can, reach out to Ray. I can vouch for absolutely everything I bought from this man. It will pay for itself tenfold, and probably that's probably being modest.
Yeah.
So
hey, I'll show you. I'll show you guys. Actually, it may be gone. Hold on, give me 1 second. I was going to show you something cool. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
He's freaking awesome, man. He's freaking awesome, man.
Okay, so literally no one has seen this, but stay tuned for this. We haven't launched it yet, but stay tuned. It's coming. Pretty excited about it. It's pretty cool.
Man. If you have not, is that a vibrational money immersion?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Is that vibrational money immersion?
It is. It's our first actual book, and it's not available yet, but it will be at some point. So stay tuned.
That's awesome, guys. If you have not gone through vibrational money immersion, like go stand on a street corner, go do anything you need to do, get money and get that course, because it's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, thanks for having me on. Hope everyone got value. Appreciate you guys. Have an amazing night.
All right, man. I got my notes, man.
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, man.
Great value.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring out Ron real quick, because Ron's been having a lot of success. Kelly's been having a lot of success. I just want to bring out Ron real quick, man, and give a quick testimonial, man, about what's been working for you, kind of any shifts in mindset that have kind of like happened over the last what 6 weeks here? You know, so
Yeah,
yeah, man, what's been going on, man? You've been making some waves.
yeah. Kind of what Ray said, and just some of the conversations you and I had. Just staying consistent and persistent about everything, man. It seems as of late, I've been getting more and more leads. They haven't necessarily all turned into actual conversions or people joining MLSP, but just being active, putting out the videos, putting out the funnels, engaging people, constantly on Facebook or Instagram, either one, if they like a photo or like a post or anything, just reaching out to them, just making normal conversation that you will make when you meet somebody. And it's all just seeming to start to work and everything just seeming to blossom. This today alone, actually, I ended up getting four meetings booked for tomorrow and Thursday total, or phone calls rather, just to talk and go into the whole MLSP and possible helping with coaching and different things of that nature. So, and then really just taking in the studying. I mean, dedicating at least an hour to hour and a half in the morning and at night to either audio books or just reading in general or going over one of the MLSP trainings, just really taking that time to invest, learn, and teach, as we say. So, I mean, it's just been amazing. Like I said, I can't explain it. It's just really been amazing, the change I've seen over the last 6 weeks since being a part of this boot camp.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You said your conversations have gotten better too, right? Like the because
Yeah.
I mean, even today, man, like when you called me, like I was like, oh man, like man, I should start asking that question. So your
Yeah,
questions are kind of like postured up, right?
yeah, and a lot of that I will give credit to Brian Tracy's book, The Art of Closing a Sale. I mean, just when I tell you I took so many notes. Each chapter I probably listened to, I listen to the chapter in the morning, take notes, then I turn around in the evening, go back over the same chapter again, and just take more notes. And then from there, it helped me create, like I told you earlier, I done created several different PowerPoints off of just, a chapter or two. I done also created videos that I haven't put out yet, just different things that I'm just waiting to release, just adding it all up. That way, when I do start releasing it more and more, it's gonna be enough information where almost like Tupac got a bunch of songs just stored up, just waiting to release them, waiting to let it go. Um, so like I said, writing the ebooks, constantly trying to write at least 2 to 3 ebooks a week, just a bunch of different things. That way, I constantly have blog content and different things that I'm doing on my website. Just I want to be prepared, have a lot of stuff prepared, but also investing and taking in the knowledge myself. That way, when people pose questions to me or just different things, I'm able to either direct them or turn them over to something in MLSP and say, hey, this training here may be able to help you. I mean, just you, as Eric Ward said, you don't want to necessarily come off as the expert. You want to use the third party material as being the expert and talking for you. So that's just what I've been trying to do, and a lot of it is just like I said, watching you and listening in and taking a lot of your training and tips and watching you how you post on Facebook and do different things, just trying to take everything step by step. That's why I wanted to reach out to you and just show my gratitude and appreciation earlier.
Well, I appreciate it, man. That's good stuff. So, definitely keep moving and just keep, just putting out, just like Ray said, if you continue to put out value, if you win the value game and you continue to just win the audience with value, you can't lose, because like if you want to make $1 million, like help 1 million people. If you want to make $10,000 a month, then put out $10,000 worth of value every month, and it's inevitable for it to come back to you. I appreciate that, man. Kelly, you're like 1 point away, right, from L1? The next L1?
Yeah. Next, one more point. That's it. That's all I need.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. You've been on the phone like a shark, man. So that's a wrap, right?
More on the phone on Facebook Messenger. Just like right before we jumped on this, it was like, and she never used the phone on Messenger before. She's like, wow, this is pretty cool. I never even knew that. Yeah.
It's funny that there's a ton of stuff that we take for granted that a lot of people just don't know about. Like we literally think that oh yeah, everyone knows you can do a video chat through Facebook, or I remember when Samantha had told me you could send a video message through Messenger, and I had no idea. Yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing about MLSP is as soon as you come into MLSP, you now automatically know more than 95% of people. The first training you do, so you can't be afraid to posture up and let someone know that, hey, I just learned this, I'm going to share this with you.
Right.
I think it's key. I mean, you've been getting on the phone with people every day, right? So it's definitely a fear that you can't have. Get on the phone with people, and blow it up, really mess some conversations up if really destroy them if you have to.
And really go out there and dig your teeth and get talk to 20 new people a day.
Yeah.
You're laying your seeds for the next day, and always.
Yep.
And if you got to do that so that way it's a never-stopping cycle. You're always talking to people. You're always having meetings. You're always getting on the phone.
Yeah.
Thing that I can say.
For sure.
It's working for me.
I opened up the chat, guys. If anyone has any questions, this wasn't a long one tonight. Just kind of go over a quick review. If you're new, make sure that you're going through that you're plugging into literally everything that MLSP has. So the things can't hurt you. So what I mean by that is Monday night, you've got the new member orientation. It's going to show you how to use the system. You've got the Tuesday hangout at 3 o'clock. Every Wednesday night, make sure you're promoting the Wednesday night webinar, because these are things that people just they go to and then they see them and they take action. I mean, it's the stories about what people get inside this system, and they've had years and years in the industry, and one of our girls today was saying she's learned more in 5 days than she has in 5 years. So that's big. That's huge. So if those are the things that you have to share. I think we forget to share our story. So it's the thing. It's well, people got to know that. People got to know you. You gotta express that hey, I've been in the industry for 5 years, and in 5 days I learned a ton of stuff that I didn't know before, and that's the kind of stuff that sinks in with other people, resonates with them, and they're like, holy shit! I've been in the industry for 4, 5, 6 years too. Show me what you learned, and then that's when you're saying hey, look, you get this, this, and this. You can literally start for $10, and they're gonna beg you for the link. So you always don't have to play that expert, but you can play down to the point where you're just hey, I'm in the same boat you are, just trying to get better every day and show you some value. So the chat is open, but that's all I wanted to cover tonight, and kind of a Q&A tonight. So if no one has any questions, then that's fine. We'll wrap it up. But the cool thing, guys, is just stay in action. Create that vision. If you don't have a clear vision, and it's not on paper, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you haven't written out a vision that what your life is going to look like with your perfect day, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're just going to run yourself in circles. And these are the things that if you create that vision, then you won't have a problem being consistent. The times where you do want to quit and you second guess yourself or you second guess things, it's not that they won't happen, they just don't stay in your head long. It's instead of that staying in your head for a week, it may stay in your head for 10 minutes and then it's gone, and then you're in action again. But the person that it stays in their head for a week, they get bogged down and they don't do action for a week. And if you think about what Ray just said, what if he didn't do action for 7 days and it was 15,000 people per day that didn't get impacted? you know. So it's very powerful, guys. You know what we're doing here, and if you're involved in the community and a part of the community, don't be afraid to ask questions, because if you're not asking, if you have questions and you're not asking them, all you're hurting is yourself. You know, it's trust me, when my sponsor brought me into MLSP, I asked a ton of questions. Did she give me the answer? No, not all the time. But I would have never got anything if I didn't ask, you know. So, um, ask questions. Go look for the answer first. Always look for the answer first, and then if you really can't find the answer, ask the questions. But if you don't ask and you just say, well, I'm done, you know, that's not going to do you any good, So, Rob says, MLSP is awesome. I never did Twitter before. After doing the training, in 3 weeks, I went from a new account to 3,700 followers. That's pretty cool, man. Rob, I am not familiar with you, man, so what's up? Nice to meet you, brother. If you got any questions, again, guys, pop them in the chat. If you're enjoying MLSP, then keep rocking. We've got 2 weeks left in this boot camp, so continue to put your head down, continue to talk to people, up your conversations, and what we'll be doing, we'll take a little bit of a boot camp break after week 8, and then we'll go into some paid strategies for those that are ready, and really start driving traffic. Okay, so awesome, man, awesome. Yeah, Marlon's a great dude, great mentor, man. Definitely hooked up with a good guy. But yeah, we'll be doing some more like paid stuff, some paid strategies. We'll probably start that in probably like mid-May or something like that. So, anybody else got any questions or anything before we shut it down tonight?
I just wanted to say shout out to Kelly and Ron for the success that they're having with MLSP, man.
Awesome.
Thank you, Keith. Can't lie. I keep an eye on you too, and what you doing, man. What you got going on down there in the middle part of Ohio, man. You're doing some things, and I keep an eye on that as well.
I'm learning from Ryan, man. I appreciate it.
Same here.
Yeah, Keith's rocking too, man. He's moving along, man. So, guys, I mean, it's if you're not getting the results that you feel like you should be getting, it's kind of like Ray said. Look around. Are there people getting results? Are there people making moves? Literally, there's everyone starts with at L0. Everyone starts with at a certain place in their MLM. Your goal doesn't always have to be I got to hit L1. It's whatever you want. If you're just here for the training and you're here for the community, which MLSP is a huge community. If you're just here just to be on this webinar, hell, just this webinar alone, if you broke it down, is worth, hell, I'd pay $37 a month or a week to chill out on this webinar. That's nothing. It's a tank of gas that you get this kind of value on a weekly basis. Not just that, but then you get the Wednesday webinar. That's free. You get the Tuesday webinar. That's free. You get these wake-up calls that will change your life. I tell you this, guys, the one thing to keeping to get your people. So I think it's really cool, and I'll end on this. Ray joined MLSP not to make money, but to help other people make money. And what happened? Okay, if you want to help other people make money, make sure they're on the wake-up calls. If anything, make sure they're on that wake-up call, because that wake-up call will help them make money. I used to like pull over or like hide in the bathroom when I was working to get on those wake-up calls, and just because my sponsor told me to. She just said be on anything you can, and I just said, okay, well, hell, this job is not what I want to do, So I might as well put more effort into what's going to get me where I want to be. So um, definitely make sure that you're still doing your job if you have one, because apparently they do fire people still. And they will. Trust me, I know they fired me.
Got two here.
I'll be at work on everything. Wake up calls, trainings, webinars,
Yeah, and trust me, man.
ignoring card members.
Hey, man, they call it a cab for me the second I got fired. They don't even know. It's funny, man.
Hey, they probably doing the same. They probably plotting my date to get out of there too, man. I be ignoring calls just to listen to MLSP stuff, man. It's crazy, man, because I already have my note on my desk that say May 27th is my last day working. So,
Man, it's crazy though, man. Think about it like this. One of the new guys, we're getting him started, and I was like, let me just ask you one quick question. And he'd come in MLSP. He had a blast. Um, do not get fired yet. For all people out there, do not get fired yet. But if you do, make it worth it. But he was like, I said, dude, so all the value you've gotten over the last like 3 days has been pretty badass, right? And he's like, yeah, man, it's like, pretty awesome. I went to the first thing at boot camp. I'm like, my brain's on the floor, and I was like, right. And so I said, listen, do you know 20 people right now that could use this service? Just in a sheer fact of like, not because you're going to make $2,000 a month, but just for the sheer fact that if you didn't share this with them, then I would consider you a jerk. And he was like, yeah, like I could easily share this with 20 people. And if they really do need it, if they see the value in it, then you just up your residual check by $2,000 a month. And for most people, $2,000 a month is not just a lifestyle, but that's the chunk and the deuces up. Telling your boss, you're like, hey, bro, I never liked you anyway, and then you're out of here. So think about it. Like, keep telling yourself how easy it is, because people need this, and people they're not sleeping at night because they don't know about this. They don't even know that they're not sleeping about it because they don't know about it. But I know they're not sleeping at night because they don't know about it. Because I didn't know about it. I Googled how to sell Vima. Like, that's what I Googled. That's how I found MLSP. I typed in how to sell Vima, and I found Mark Harbert. And then I said, no, that's stupid. That's got to be a scam. That was that guy. I was in network marketing, and I was like, nah, but this ain't a scam, but like that's a scam. That's the scam. I got the one that's not a scam, but that right there, that's the scam. Like, don't fall for that. Then I was like, man, Mark Harvard, there's some guy in a house, scammer. Nope. Then I found another guy, and he was a worse scammer. So that wasn't gonna happen. And then I found another person who I don't know. Obviously, shout out to Mark Harvard, because I actually remember his name. I know he is, but still didn't join MLSP. And then I finally saw Kate McShay, which some of you know Kate. And if you don't know Kate, she's a freaking mogul now. But it was I saw that, and I was like, okay, that's. I said, if this is MLSP. I said, I paused the video. I never forget it. I paused the video, and I said, if this is MLSP, no university, no trial, no nothing, no like I'm gonna put my toe in the water kind of thing. I literally texted Kate, and I said, send me the link for MLSP now, like, done. I paid $150. I said, I don't care. She said, take action. I did. That's the only advice she gave me. She just said, take action. So I said, okay. I was like, I want to make $4,000 a month. And she was like, okay, just go do it. Take action. I'll never forget it. It was Saturday morning. I was like, well, I sold a car the next day just so I can make sure that I could afford MLSP. And I said to myself, here's where the vision part came in. Because I said to myself, if I want a Porsche out there, why the hell would I want this? Now, I liked that car. I was in love with that car. It was an Acura TL. Beautiful car. I still miss that damn car. But I said to myself, if I had a Porsche out there, I wouldn't even worry about that Acura. Wouldn't even want to drive it. I'd be like, and I'd probably just give it away. So why not put some money in my pocket? And the first thing I did is I went out and bought a $500 course, a video marketing course. Never done videos in my life. Now, out there in the world, who has seen my videos? And you see a video of me every single day. And I spent $500 on a video marketing course from Kate. And raise your hand if you would be scared to spend $500 today on a video course, or a Facebook ads course. But if you ask me today, one, I could probably make my own video course and make tens of thousands of dollars. All right, so that 500 is just measly compared to what just one video marketing course has done in terms of what I can do on social media now. So just imagine what you're like thinking about getting, buying, or whatever it is, because you know better than I do what it is. But don't let those things keep you, just the way that you view them, don't let them keep you from the big picture. Don't let just a little thing keep you from making, $500 a day or $500 a minute. You know what I mean? Just dive in and just take action on everything that you can that lines up with your vision. If it doesn't line up with your vision, the cool part is if you have a vision, you'll know the kind of shit that doesn't line up with your vision. And you won't even have to think about, I wonder if I want to do this or not. No, because you'll know right off the bat. You'll be like, no, this is my vision, and this doesn't line up, this does line up, I'll choose this. And you just go, and you just keep moving. So, yeah. Who got me on that tangent? Was it Keith? Probably Keith. But yeah, so the deal is, guys, there's people out there, there's people in your warm market, in your network. As you're meeting the cold market people and giving them value and adding deposits to their value bank, there's people in your company that need this. Like, I remember, there's a lot of times I would go to company events, when I was in a health and wellness company, I would go to the events, and I had a sticker on that said, I'll show you how to hit, this rank or something. And so many people would come up to me, like, what? They'd ask me questions. I'm like, yeah, I'm using this tool, MLSP, it's whatever. You can use it if you want. I'm using it. I'm getting a ton of leads from it. It's showing me how I can hit X rank. And they resonate with that. So it's not like you're trying to recruit people out of your own company. It's just a matter of these are people that are supposed to be considered family to you. So you should be sharing something with them. These aren't really quote unquote enrollments in the MLSP. It's just referrals. Think about it like DirecTV. You don't technically work for DirecTV if you refer it to your neighbor. You may not just you're not gonna go to your neighbor's house every single day and be like, hey dude, did you enroll in DirecTV yet? Because I know I get $10 and you get $10, and we're gonna, if we do this and then we go to Marsha's house, then she's gonna get $10. No, you just say, dude, if you're gonna watch TV anyway, you might as well get DirecTV. So they're referrals. They're not technically enrollments like your network marketing company, if anyone cared to know. So anyway, if no one's got any questions, I'm out of here. I've got to go enroll some people, actual enrollments, so not referral enrollments. So, ladies and gents, it was a pleasure as always. We've got the Beast, Lisa Torres, in the house next week, and so she'll probably bring some fire. So if you can't handle a woman from New York, you probably don't want to show up next week. Yes. So, guys, put your questions in the group, in the chat. If you have anything that you need, obviously my goal is to help you make money. So that's why you're here. I'm here to help you guys make money. I'm here to help you guys reach your goals and do the things that you want to do, live the kind of lifestyle that you want to live, and that's my mission. Okay, so see you guys next week. All right.